there, friends. Welcome to Bronze Medal Moms. We aren't going for gold, we are going for bronze on the daily. I'm Amy.
And I'm Amanda, and we are here to remind you that you don't have to be perfect to show up, survive, and even thrive in motherhood.
Hey, Amy, what you up to?
Hey, Amanda. I'm excited for coffee talk this morning. I was going to say, are you drinking your coffee? But I know the answer.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I've actually never had coffee in my life.
Isn't it funny we call this coffee talk? I also am not drinking coffee.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking my gut health drink, but I do love coffee. I am a recovering morning coffee addict. In fact, when Adelaide was born, even before, I had a thermal carafe. So my husband could brew the coffee and bring the carafe into my bedroom and it would stay warm because I would have 2 to 3 cups before I even left the house as I was like getting ready in the morning. Like,
That's a lot of caffeine.
listen, I could not function.
That early in the morning, that's a ton of caffeine.
Yeah, I could not function without it. And I think a lot of bronze medal moms probably can relate. But I didn't think it was bad back then because I've always drank my coffee black. And I think I just heard a collective sigh from all of our listeners. So because I never put cream or sugar or anything in it, I didn't think it was a problem. I didn't realize that your body doesn't need all of that caffeine to get started in the morning. And it actually, after years and years, so here's my little like tidbit, my little wellness minute for everybody. After years and years of doing that, it completely jacked up my hormones. So what I learned is, your body hormones, your cortisol spikes in the morning to wake you up. If you hit it with caffeine, then your body's like, oh, wait, you don't need cortisol anymore. And it tanks your cortisol, which has a domino effect to other hormones. But then it makes you more tired in the afternoon, which is why when I work
crash.
Right. Or which is why happy hour at like Sonic and the line at Starbucks at 3 o'clock is always very long. So anyway, all that to say, last year, about a year and a half ago, I started delaying my morning coffee by 2 hours. So when I first wake up, I actually drink electrolytes. And I have noticed.
Yes, I've heard that's huge.
Huge. I've noticed a huge difference in my energy, my sleep, my mood. I still have my coffee. I love it. I'll probably have a cup here in a minute, maybe another in the afternoon. It's 1,000 degrees in Texas, so I'll probably have an iced coffee. So I didn't cut it. I don't have it in the morning. So it's funny that we actually call this episode Coffee Talk when no
one's drinking coffee. We're all drinking our health drinks.
Yes.
No, it's funny. I'm going to tell my husband that because I make fun of him. He's actually been really good and cut back on his coffee a little bit. But I used to make fun of him because I was like, that's not even coffee. It was so light brown that it had so much cream and sugar in it. And I was like, you're just drinking ice cream. That's not even, it's nothing.
It's warm, melted ice cream. My sister-in-law is like that. I used to tell her, I'm like, that's like a cookie in a cup. That's not even.
It is.
That tastes nothing like coffee.
Well, so I don't know if I mentioned this on here. So I had, and this is funny from our last podcast that we talked about, body image issues and how you talk to yourself and all the things, like it's rooted from when you're very young and the things you hear. I used to always hear how addictive coffee was. And I grew up in the 80s, 90s, and I guess people were trying to talk about getting off of a coffee addiction. I don't really remember the exact reason why. I'm sure there's health related behind it. But I heard coffee was bad for you, and I heard cheesecake was bad for you. And I just decided in my head that if I never do those things, if I never even try them, I won't know what I'm missing. And so I won't have to deal with it. And the funny thing is, we used to travel all the time because I'm an airline brat. My parents worked at airlines, and we always fly standby, and standby a lot of times you get first class. And first class, what do you get for dessert? It's either a warm cookie or cheesecake. And every time I'd be like, nope, I don't eat cheesecake. Nope, I don't eat it. I don't eat it. And I'd give it away, give it to my sister, my mom, whatever. And they're like, you're crazy.
So good.
Well, finally, when I was 18, I gave up and I was like, let me try cheesecake. And I was like, holy shit, this stuff's amazing.
Yeah, like what have I been doing this whole time? Well,
But I have stayed strong
on the
now at
coffee.
44 years old and I've never tried coffee. And now that I like my gut health drinks instead and it gives me all the energy I need, I'm like, well, why bother now? I'm
Yeah,
not
don't
going
even
to start
start
drinking
now.
coffee now at 44.
Don't do it. Don't do it. My coffee started when I was probably 4 or 5 because my grandparents were coffee drinkers. My parents were never coffee drinkers, but my grandparents were. And I would dip my chocolate chip cookies in black coffee, which I still do if I have a chocolate chip cookie like after dinner. You dip it in that black coffee. I don't know. It's delicious. So I started doing that at a very young age, which may also explain why I'm not even 5 foot tall.
They always said, what are they? Because, so if y'all haven't caught on to this yet, Amy's 5 foot
No, I'm not even 5 foot. I'm
five.
4'9".
And I'm 5'10". So there's quite a height difference. But somebody used to joke about this that I told them I was a NICU baby growing or when I was little. And someone was like, you were? And I said, yeah, I was in the NICU for a couple months. I was pretty sick. And they're like, did that stunt your growth? And I was like, dear God, I hope not.
I hope
I
not.
hope it did. 5'10". I could have been 6'7".
Oh, I don't even realize it half the time, but I do get a lot of people who only know me from, Instagram and they will say like, "Oh my goodness, you look much taller on Instagram."
Well, and so let's tell everyone. So we met with our network marketing
Yep,
company, and so we met on Zoom.
that's
That's the
right.
first time we'd ever talked and met. And I still remember we had like a gathering in Texas, and I showed up late. Y'all were all probably for the norm. Y'all were all like around the table having a glass of wine, hanging out, and I come through the door, and you stand up, and we both look at each other like, "What? Why?
You are so tall.
Why are you so short?"
I
But
love
it
it.
just you don't realize if you just see someone's head,
Yeah,
you just assume
exactly.
you're all the same
No,
size.
you have no idea. And I remember, so my husband, he also is not tall. And in like so we got engaged in like 2000. So like engagement pictures back then were like waist up, you stand in front of him, like
Yeah,
just step better than glamour
by a
shot.
waterfall in the
Right,
background.
right.
You're both in
So
polo shirts.
in that photo, he is like a foot taller than me. And so like, oh
Oh,
my,
really?
yeah, your husband must be, or your fiance must be really tall. I'm like, no, 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 I'm just really short. He can still be a foot taller than me and still be short for a guy. I mean, he's average, so that makes him 5'9". Like that's not, but he's not a tall guy.
I remember when Chris and I were dating. So Chris and I met technically through a friend, but also through MySpace. This friend and I stalked each other's MySpace pages. That ages me right there. But so then Chris and I met on MySpace, talked there, then talked on the phone, and then met in person. But so when we talked on the phone, he goes, "So you're like really tall," and I go, "Not like really, like I'm tall. Like I'm 5'10". I don't feel like 5'10" is like freakishly tall. It's just
Right,
tall."
right.
And he goes, "No, I see pictures of you, and you're like, do you just have really short friends?" And I was like, "Oh, I might just have shorter friends." And he had saw all these pictures, and he's like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, because if
how
he's only,
tall is this woman?"
yeah, if people only saw pictures of you and I, they would think you were freakishly tall.
Right? They would. In fact, now we can post them all over Instagram. Now everyone can see
That's right. Now
our beautiful height difference that
the
we've
secret
grown to
is out.
love.
Secret is out. So I am living vicariously through you this summer because I am still in rehearsals at the theater 6 days a week. Because my daughter is in Annie. It does not open until July 25th. But you just went on a little mini vacation, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. So we did, and it was so much fun. So much fun. and we're in Texas, so it's poor day. It's not anything like we didn't go to Hawaii or
No,
anything. We
but
went to
still, it's
Port
a beach.
Aransas.
Beach.
Oh
Growing
my
up.
gosh, it was so much fun. And so we do these every year. I laugh at this because my family is like my biological family is me and my sister and then my parents and my mom has passed. So it's just my dad and my sister. There's three of us. We cannot get our shit together to go on a trip together. However, Chris's side of the family is 21 people, and every year we do a trip together as a family.
I love that. I
I
love
don't know why. And every year I'm like, why doesn't my family do this? Like, no, we can't get it together. Three people can't get it together. But so we went to Port Aransas. It was a lovely drive. And like the family vacations can be kind of volatile,
yeah. Yeah.
especially like all those different families, 21 people, kids ranging from 1.5 to 21.
Mhm.
It's a lot of action going on, but it was great. Everybody had fun. The water was great. I will say, I didn't do this, but it became really popular that at night the the family went and some of the kids went boogie boarding at night in the ocean.
Ooh.
I know,
Yeah, that
terrifying.
hey,
They went
that's
at
scary.
sundown,
Yeah.
so they went out when it was when the sun was going down. But then and like they had all gone, it was fun. Well, Rue wanted to go one night.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I can't go because I gotta stay with this or brother or da, da, da. Like Chris and I both couldn't go for some reason. And so my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and another brother-in-law took her, and there was also another like college age kid. Like everybody was of age, good
Yeah.
swimmers, but everyone's in a life jacket still, so super safe. But still, I let my child go swim in the ocean
And
at
yeah, at
night
night without you being
without me. And I will say, like, the anxiety started to rise. She came back, all was fine, all was good. But I did talk to my sister in law, and she was like, oh my gosh, it was so great. She's like, nobody's out there. And it was really windy, so the waves were super, super fun. But she did say at one point, they were like pretty far out there, and she was like, no one else is in the ocean. It's getting, all right, we're wrapping this up. Everyone go inside. But it was just like all of us, everyone's having a gay old time, everyone's having fun. And all of a sudden she was like, nope, nope, mom moment, everyone get inside, everyone get out of the
everyone
ocean.
inside. Everyone get inside. Now we're gonna watch Jaws.
Now we're on Jaws, and it's going to be fun. Well, but I'll say, so my sister-in-law, we didn't talk about this because when we were first boogie boarding, and it's still like in Port Aransas, you can go out a good 30 feet and still be touching,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's good waves, so it's really really pretty safe. But I asked her, I was like, I don't know, you don't see any sharks, do you? And she actually has a girlfriend who works on Shark Week. She's does like all the Shark Week stuff. And so she's like, oh no, I'm totally educated on sharks. They don't appreciate this much activity and this much wind, and they're really more over in this area. And I was like, Jesus. Okay. Guess I'm gonna
Well,
trust you.
fun fact, I loved sharks. I used to be obsessed with sharks. I knew everything there was to know about sharks. I used to every summer put a fake shark tattoo on so I could decide what kind of tattoo I wanted when I got older. Like,
Convinced that it was gonna be an awesome shark tattoo.
oh, yeah, I loved it. I do not have a shark tattoo. Although if I got one, I've been talking about this because I just recently got a couple of new tattoos. Um, if I got one, I would get the shark drawing from the original Jaws. And most people are like,
Mm.
what are you talking about? But it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws, so I've been obsessed a little bit lately. So,
I do know that it's the 50th anniversary because you posted your pajamas that I thought were so cute. But then get this. And I don't think that because AI listens to you and all of our devices listen to you. I saw the picture, but I don't think I verbally, maybe I did like the picture. I don't know. but like 3 days later, I saw an advertisement for the shark jammies.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, it's so crazy.
I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's
Like
probably
they do
why
shark
it showed up
jammies.
in an ad on my feed, probably because we've been watching Jaws. It's
Probably.
all connected. It's all connected.
We should let Roger's been begging to watch Jaws, and I think I'll allow it now that we're away from the ocean.
So I read the book. It's based on the book by Peter Benchley. I read the book. I was like 8. I was really, really, maybe even, yeah, I was like 8. I was pretty young when I read the book because the book came out a few years, or a year or two before the movie. Anyway, so I read the book first and then I saw the movie and I absolutely love it.
So, but I think that's a really good tip. We were talking about this weekend that some of the kids are getting older,
Mhm.
and Roger is really into horror movies right now, but he isn't watching them. He's just into researching, like Roger just researches stuff.
Right.
And
Right.
right now he's researching horror movie characters and he wants to know their backstories and all the things. And but I was like, you're not ready. Like that's not happening. Everyone's still getting in my bed at night. Like,
Right.
no. Um, but if they read the book first, like you that could be the rule. Like you got to read the book first and
Yeah.
then you can watch the horror movie.
Right. Although
And so
sometimes, I mean, the book is almost always better and scarier because,
true.
like, I loved the Twilight books. The movies, kind of cheesy. But so with Jaws, that is the only one, though, I actually like the movie better. There's a
That
whole,
music.
yeah, it is the music. And they're two of my absolute favorite movie characters of all time, Chief Brody and Hooper from the Oceanographic Institute. In the book, Hooper has an affair with the chief's wife. And I just don't like that. In the
And I
in,
don't approve. I
I don't
don't
approve.
approve.
I don't approve after you've seen the movie. I do not approve. So anyway, but then you should actually see, maybe we'll put it in the stories of our Instagram. Um, we have a patio with a couple of really big brick walls because it's a high ceiling back patio, like a lot of houses have here in Texas. And I've been trying to figure out for almost 6 years now what to put on this one brick wall outside because it's outside, right? And it's humid, so it has to be something,
That
that's
can
not
withstand the weather and all
right.
that.
It's got to be weatherproof. And my friend Ashley and I went to like a local nursery that has all kinds of outdoor artwork, and I found some really cool, like it looked like petrified wood painted turquoise. She's like, "Oh, those would be great." So we're sitting out there, and I finally found what I'm putting out there. I bought it, and I showed Ashley, and she was like, "I can't with you. You're ridiculous." It is. Now you have to have seen the movie Jaws and you have to be a true Jaws fan because it's only in the movie for like 15 to 25 seconds. There is an Amity Island billboard. It's like, welcome to Amity Island. It's advertising their regatta, the 50th regatta over July 4th weekend. And it's a girl like boogie boarding, but it's post several shark attacks. So people have vandalized it with a big fin, and the girl yells, "Help shark." I purchased
Oh
that.
my gosh, that sounds awesome.
I purchased that on a vinyl banner. They had a big 50th anniversary weekend in Martha's Vineyard. I wanted to go to but I wasn't able to a few weekends ago. But they were selling it. It's literally like 100 inches wide by 50 inches tall. It's weatherproof. It's a vinyl banner. My husband has already purchased the wood and the paint. He's going to frame it for me and it will be hung.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be perfect.
But anyway, talk about a coffee talk tangent. But
Okay, but this is seriously, so this is actually brings up
oh,
another thing.
well, so I said that I did let Adelaide watch the movie for the first time when we were in the RV because I was like, "Ooh, family movie night." She
Right.
was 4, not my best parenting moment.
4 is a little young for
Very young. She was
like
like,
she might never swim in the ocean
"No, I'm
at
pretty sure
all.
like that opening scene, which is very iconic, because you actually never see anything happen in that opening scene. Um,
Right.
like covering her head and her eyes. I was like, okay, pause. Not my best idea. Let's watch
But
this.
that's why it's so iconic, is
Yeah,
because it's just the music. There's really
right.
nothing happens. It's you using your imagination already.
Right. So anyway,
Well, no. So what was I was going to say? I love your art thing because I'm a big advocate of this, and this is totally different topic. But I don't understand people that like I love when people decorate their house and everything has a story.
oh yeah.
And my house maybe like and we like Chris and I like to decorate like we live in a museum. Like we just love a lot of tchotchke things. Everything in our house has a story. And I don't understand walking into people's house and they're like, it's from Garden Ridge, which that just dated me. How old's Garden Ridge? But or like it's from Home Goods, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. It's not exciting. You need a
Although
story.
I agree, but I will tell you because that is my house is also, as I'm sitting here looking at, we have these built-in shelves and everything on it has a story. None of it,
Right.
which means my house is very mismatched and eclectic. Um, but I walk into my friends' houses that shop at Garden Ridge and, Home
Mm-hmm.
Goods or whatever, and I love their house. It looks so pretty and put together, and it looks like it came out of a magazine, and it looks like less people live there than actually do, which is something I strive for. I was like, I don't want my house to not look lived in. Like some of their homes are so clean and decluttered, it looks like
True.
no one lives there.
Right.
I just want it to look like a little less people live here.
Less dogs.
Little
Oh
less,
my gosh.
yeah.
So my before we went on the trip, my brother and sister-in-law needed to borrow our car because one was working late, blah 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 blah. And so they came and picked it up. Well, I had just come in from something. They were already here. My house was so loud. I walked in and I was like, "Oh, cousin time! Yay! How fun!" And then my sister-in-law goes, "I don't have any kids here. I didn't bring any kids." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's my kids? God, they're loud."
Oh man,
It's
yeah.
like, how many people live in this
I
house?
know, I know. There's definitely more people here than I am aware.
It was so loud. Which I mean, it's not loud that they were like arguing. They were laughing and blissfully running around, so happy. And I'm like, everyone, be quiet.
Oh my goodness. I know, I know. Oh,
But yeah, my trip was amazing, and I'm really impressed that everyone had such a good time. It was like no stress, no everything was super chill. I
I love
usually
that.
have a rule that you can't be around family for more than 3 straight days and tell somebody your opinion of them, and
Yeah.
usually not a positive opinion. But we didn't have any of that. Do you know what my family does play though? Catchphrase. We
Oh,
love some catchphrase.
yeah.
And like on the phone. So we all sit in a circle and play boys versus girls. And I had the funniest one. I'd had a couple of glasses of wine, and I pull it up and it's one word and it starts with an M, and I was like, oh, it's like when you have like a really bad headache. And what would it have been? Can you guess?
No. What?
Yeah, it starts with an M, and it's like you have a really bad headache. It's
Migraine.
yeah.
Right.
So I thought migraine, and then my brother-in-law next to me goes, "Cool, that's not the word listed there." And I look at it for a split second, like, wait, that doesn't say migraine. Without question, my sister-in-law goes, "Margarine," and I was like, "Yes, it says margarine." Still got the point. Good. She knew my drunk brain
Love that. Well, so
saw migraine, and she's like, "It's margarine."
we have this thing in my family. We always, Steve and I, so my husband and I, for those who don't know, we have known each other since we were 8 years old. Um,
Hmm.
we did not date though until I was in graduate school, but like we were friends throughout high school. I knew all his girlfriends, he knew all my boyfriends, like all the things. But so you would think we're very in tune with each other. We are not. We do not think the same. We like at all. So when we would always go home and we always play games with my parents, he and I like him and I cannot play catchphrase on the same team. We can't play Pictionary on the same team.
Really?
Oh my gosh. For instance, so like if we're playing Pictionary and he has to make me guess a snowman, he will start by drawing the pine tree that's on the mountain where the snow filled this. Right? My mom and I, on the other hand, are so in tune, she can draw a straight line, and I know that's the beginning of the hat of the snowman, and I guess snowman. And like they they get so mad. My dad and my husband are like, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?" I'm like, "We're just mom and I are in tune like that. Steve and I, not even close." I'm
My
like,
sister and I are into like that,
yeah,
that we could read each other's brains pretty easily.
yeah. I
But
can't
yeah,
even.
I was impressed by my sister-in-law's knowing of
It's very
I
impressive.
know what her drunk brain thinks she read. Sure it.
I love it. So fun. We've never been to Port A. Have to add to the list. We always go down to Surfside.
Surfside is great, but Port A is just it's eclectic, it's fun. Everyone drives around in a golf cart. I will say we rented this VRBO. It was I don't know, like I give it about a B, but the size of the VRBO was worth it in general. Like it had
Yeah.
this huge kitchen, huge living room, and then 9 bedrooms. So it fit everyone in our family, which was perfect. But then it was like a little rundown. But we had all those kids that like the last night there was this like burger joint bar right next to us that had karaoke, and you could tell all the parents were like, how do we leave the children and go? I don't think we all can go.
How can we figure this out?
How can we possibly do this? But there's a pool. Nope, we have to stay. Dang it.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. I loved Port Day. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Fun.
Do y'all have any trips planned this summer?
Nope. Well, because um Annie that she's in, it is a main stage production. It's not a kid show. And
Which we're coming down. It's official. We're coming down to see it.
oh, yay! Let's can
Yay!
I'll get you tickets. So, it runs for 4 weekends, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So once it opens on July 25th, closing night is actually the night before the first day of school.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and she has been in rehearsal since May, 6 days a week, Monday through Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, there have been a couple times that the orphans haven't been called. They had July 4th weekend off. They had one weekend off where her and I went up to Ohio to see the family. But other than that, and now like we're in it. Like we're coming up on Tech Week. So for all the non-theater listeners, Tech Week is when you finally do like your final run on the set with all the props, all the lighting. You're mic'd up, you're in costume, you got your makeup on, right? It's intense. So this week we're there every night from 7 until 10. And then Saturday and Sunday this week she's got tech from 9 to 6 and then 1 to 10 on Sunday. And
Which
then
let's just also go with that. 10 o'clock for
oh, listen.
Amy.
Listen.
Amy's usually getting ready for bed at 7 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
She's not riding to the stage.
I told the director and the production team the other day, and I was like, Annie's killing me. I was like, because I do. If you text me at 8:30, I'm asleep.
No, Amy wakes up early. I go to bed late. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah. And it's killing me because my body is still waking up at 5:30 every morning.
No
And so
matter what.
last night
Like even though you're not getting any sleep.
no, we didn't get home last night until almost 11 o'clock.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
I know. So once it opens, so then we got Tech Saturday, Sunday, Tech next week. So every night at the theater, it opens Friday night. Once it opens, our weeks, open up. We don't have rehearsal anymore. They will have a pickup rehearsal on Thursdays. So no, the answer to your question is no. When your kid auditions and gets into a main stage summer production, that is your entire summer.
This is what we say all the time at the front desk, that heaven forbid your kid be really talented at something because it will take over your entire life.
But I have a lot of friends that are like, "Oh my gosh, you're always at the theater." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you know what? It's better than sweating my butt off on a soccer field." Just saying. Like
Well, and my
inside,
girlfriend,
yeah.
she my girlfriend, she at work, her son played baseball, and like from a young age, they were like, "Oh my gosh, like he can throw a ball. Like that's not how a toddler should throw a ball. He can throw a ball." And now he's a pitcher in college, And so, like, it seems that it has paid off because he's gotten scholarships and, doing this and all that stuff. But, like, that's all their summer was traveling for baseball all the
Yeah.
time. And they were all, like, so burned all the time from sitting in the sun. And she's like, no, all I do is baseball. That's it. And it's like, yeah, you want your kids to be good at something, but then heaven forbid they be good at something because it's all you're going to do the rest of your life.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Can't
So,
decide. Rue really wants to do volleyball, but so far we're still like a once a week type thing. I'm
yeah.
not traveling for volleyball.
I was a volleyball softball kid. Steve was a football kid. He also played in the band, but so this theater was we were not it was all new to us. I literally was like Googling all the things about theater when she first started. But I love that it's her thing, but like it is so theater isn't intense. This production, like when you get into a main stage production, it's intense. And I
Sure,
can't
because all these people are depending on you.
well, and it's an adult production, so they all work jobs. So that's why rehearsals are 7 to 10. Like they have to, they do this like, in their free time. Um, so it's not like we're rehearsing during the day or it's a summer camp or, you know, um, so I'm just glad she doesn't have school because, she can
Right.
sit all day. Like I don't know how we would do this if school was happening, but it has killed the summer. But we always take a trip in September. So, that's kind of our big family vacay. And I have to maintain my United 1K status. So I'm constantly looking for trips to take without her while daddy takes her to rehearsal. Anyway,
That's like the amazing life you lead that you're like, I need to pop over to London real quick because I have to use
I
miles.
I am totally. London weekend trips to London are my favorite. It is a
Because it's great. I remember, so being an airline brat, I remember when you would have to fly, because I used to live in Dallas. I'd
yeah.
have to fly Dallas to New York, New York to London. And I remember when it was such a big deal when they started the Dallas London direct flight that I was like, holy, well, this is the most magical flight on the planet.
It's the best thing ever. I mean,
Oh,
I
it's so great.
I do. I leave here on a Thursday night. I get into London that morning, have a
Yeah.
whole next day and come home. Like it is the best. So,
It feels like it should not be possible, but it is
I know.
amazing.
I know.
We sound very high uppity with our like fancy. Like,
Well,
don't you just
listen,
love that nonstop Dallas to London? Oh, it's so lovely.
I am
Like we go every
so
weekend.
I know, but for our listeners, I am so low key about everything. I don't care where my clothes come from, my shoes. I don't even carry a handbag anymore. Like I don't care about any of that stuff. Makeup, jewelry, whatever. I wear the same necklace and earrings every single day. I am a bougie traveler. I will never apologize for it. I'm raising a little tiny bougie traveler just as well. I like my United 1K. I like to be first class or the first 8 rows. Like you put me in row
Mm.
11, uh-uh. Um, and I like the United Club, like, and I won't apologize for it. So I am a bougie traveler, but I also love to share all of my knowledge and tips for travel. So
That's true. That's
that
true. We used to, so I do miss, which technically, so when my mom passed, um, we inherited her like through Delta. The last airline she worked for that she retired from was Delta. So I inherited all her benefits. So I could fly free with Delta, but when you're flying with Delta on standby, basically you got to go through one of their hubs. So you're either going through Atlanta or Salt Lake City. So if I'm trying to go to like Austin to Dallas, it doesn't make sense to go over to Atlanta, go back up to Dallas. Like
right.
that doesn't make any sense. But also, I can ride standby all day long. It does not bother me at all to get bumped from a plane.
Yeah.
It is no, we have gotten bumped from a plane as a family in first class. My parents had their drinks already and they announced, get off the plane because we got bumped.
Dang it.
So, like, it does not bother me at all. It bothers Chris so much that if one thing goes wrong, he's like, well, trip's over. Let's go home. And I was like, no, 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 no. Trip's not over. And so I can't imagine trying to do it with all the kids
Oh.
and having Chris just be like, "No, we're leaving. We're going home." And I'd be like, "No, we live here now. It's fine."
Adelaide and I got our flight kept getting delayed the last time we were in Ohio, and because the airport is over an hour away from my parents' house, I didn't want them to have to fool with it. So I was like, you know what? Let's just move our flight to tomorrow. We'll stay an extra night. It'll be fine. But the only seats that I could get when I moved our flight to the next day, it was in row 27. And I thought Adelaide was going to have a conniption. She was like, wait, what? Huh? What? We're in row 27? Like all the way in the back? Yeah. Whoa. I'm like, I know. I hear you, kiddo. And here's what I love. Here's what I love. And this is my tip to all of our bronze medal moms. I am such a huge proponent of one, I love to travel, but I have been traveling since Adelaide was a baby. So then one, she's used to me being gone. It created a bond with her dad like no other. Like literally
Mm.
when she came back from her summer camp, I don't know if I've told you this yet. She got him a present. She bought him a gift and he was also gone. Remember that same week I sent him,
Yeah.
he came back and got her something too. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys both got mommy the same thing. Nothing. Which I was joking, but
I love my nothing. Thanks.
yeah, I was joking, but like part of that bond they have is because I have always traveled. But the other thing it's done has instilled in her, she is not afraid to travel by herself. She sees a woman going on trips alone. I've flown international. Like I went to Italy on my own. Like I met a girlfriend over there. So like I know right now I could drop Adelaide off curbside. She could check her bag, make it to the club, get to her gate, get on the plane, zero problems. Now,
Zero problem.
I would never in a million years do that because in addition to travel, I also did crime scene. So I would never, I would
So
never.
everyone's out to kill her.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, so I love it. So, but I don't apologize for it. But
no, but that's important too. That like the father-daughter relationship is super important.
yeah,
And even Chris has kind of realized like, wow, I really need to make sure that I'm setting a good example with
yeah.
this teen daughter
Mm-hmm.
who's starting to, see boys and other
All
things
the
like
things.
that. That
Well,
it's like,
and my husband's a super nerd. And so he, of course, the minute we found out we were having a daughter, dove into all of the research behind the father-daughter relationship. But the other thing I did when I traveled, which a lot of moms don't do, and if you don't, I'm going to encourage you to do this. I just leave. That's it. I don't prep food. I didn't lay clothes out,
no.
diapers, nothing. Like he is also the parent. He's not the babysitter. So I just left. Like he can figure it out. It's also the Mack truck theory. Like, God forbid I got hit by a Mack truck. He's got to figure it out. So, like, why not start now? I love going on girls' trips, but I had so many girlfriends, especially back when we were in the toddler phase. They're like, oh, I can't go. It's too much work. I'm like, what are you talking about? You just pack a bag and let's go. They're like, no, like I lay the clothes out. I label the outfits for every day. I pack lunch. I'm like, no, no, you are doing it. You're doing it wrong. So I'm sorry, bronze medal moms. Like, if you do that to like help out now, that's great, but you don't have to. I promise you, they can figure it out. But also, the great thing about it is they're not doing it mom's way. It's okay for you to be gone, and they don't change the diaper like mom does. They don't dress
Right.
daughter like mom does. They don't cook the same foods that mom does, right? Like it's okay. It's okay.
It'll create a different bond. So like we
Yeah.
used to, I will say, I have this big joke that when we just had Rue, so like she wasn't first grandbaby on any for either side, but everyone just loved her. She was just cute as a button. And everybody wanted to hang out with her. And Chris and I were going out of town on a trip for a week. And everybody wanted to watch her. So I had three different people wanting to watch her during the week, but they all wanted to stay at our house. It was very awkward. And it took a lot of planning. And I was getting stressed about it. And Chris goes, "Why are you stressed out about this? Everything just works out. It always works out." And I was like, "It doesn't always work out. I plan it. I organize this." And ever since then, so I have no problem with that. The other thing, Chris is not he's not a he's great with babies. He is great with babies, but he's not a baby dad, if that kind of makes sense.
Right.
Like he's not going to think about, like, oh, I haven't changed a diaper in a day type thing. So I would, if I went out of town with the baby here, which we've, had another baby. So I would say like, hey, here's what he needs for school. Take this for school. Here's their schedule. Make sure Rue gets to volleyball this day. Make sure Roger gets to ninja gym this day. Make sure da 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 da. But other than that, I will say this last time I took a trip, our girls' trip to Dallas for a convention, I started trying to prep things and Chris stopped me. And he's like, yeah, I got this. And I was like, yeah, you do. Okay, you totally do. What am I doing? And I don't regret like prepping him when the kids were younger, but now that they're older and they can all talk, he's
Right.
like, I don't know, they'll tell me what they need. They're fine. They all have, just tell me what camps they have and
Right.
where they go to school. Tell me who their teacher is. Where do they go to school? But yeah,
Well,
I was like, yeah, you totally got this. I remember that we had an argument once, I think when Roger was a baby, that I don't even remember what exactly it was, but Chris kind of looked at me and was like, well, what do I do? And I was like, I don't know. I know just as much as you do. I don't know. He was like, oh, we both don't know what to do with this parenting thing. Oh, okay. We're both going to figure it out. And I was like, yeah, we're both going to figure it out. It'll be fine.
we'll figure it out. That was our whole parenting. Maybe we need to like again, here we are with more podcast episodes. Like what is your parenting um model or theory or that was us the whole time Adelaide was a newborn because we didn't know what we're doing. Clearly she was our first. And our whole motto was, you know what? It's fine. Like I've never seen a high schooler still like on a binky or a pacifier or never seen a high schooler
Not
still
potty trained.
not potty trained or, you know, so anyway, that was like our home. We're like, it's
But
fine.
it's true. And I do think, though, it changes, and especially with each one, because when you add another one, you kind of reset back to, oh, shoot, we got to do all this stuff. And like, I remember when we brought Raleigh home, this is so funny. So, if y'all don't remember, Raleigh was a surprise baby. We did not expect to be pregnant. We were totally done having kids. Rue was 8, Roger was 5, and found out I was pregnant. And we brought Raleigh home. He was in the NICU for a little bit, but brought him home and we put him in this the swing, the back and forth swing that goes, and he started fussing a little bit. And all of a sudden, I don't know, Chris put a hat on him. And I go, oh yeah, babies love hats. Like we forgot how to have a baby. And he's like, that's right, babies like hats. Right. Okay. Okay. And like we are kind of getting back into our groove because we were in life with an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. Like
Right.
we'd moved on. We didn't have to think about baby stuff anymore. And we were like, I don't know, we'll catch on. Which granted, third baby gets always the short end
Yeah.
of the stick all the
I
time.
don't even
But
know, like on the rare occasion I'm around somebody that has a baby, which doesn't happen very often. I'm definitely in the phase of life where it's like the weird late 40s where either your friends are grandparents or they have, a fifth grader with you. Anyway, so I don't get to hold babies very often. We're past that. And we're past the phase of marriages and weddings but on the off chance I get one, I don't even know how to hold him anymore. I'm like, how do you hold this thing? It's all gone out the window.
it's funny you say that about marriages. We were talking about this. I went to lunch with some girls last week, and one of my girlfriends is divorced, and she uh, was saying she's and for a long time she was like, "Oh, I'll never get married again." And then she's like, "I don't know, maybe I'd get married, but maybe I wouldn't. I don't think I'd have another party." And we looked at her like hell, you're not having a party. I'm getting dressed up. You're getting married. Sorry. And I mean, she is not even like remotely close to getting married again. It is not something that is really being talked about right now. But we were all so mad at her that she would rob us of a potential party.
Well, so Adelaide, a few years ago, I think she was 6, she got to be the flower girl in a wedding, but it was her. Remember, I talked on the last episode, her babysitter that I found was her.
Yeah, yeah.
So her gymnastics coach had been her babysitter from the time she was a baby up until she got married and had her own kids. So she was a flower girl in her wedding. And Adelaide had the best time. She was like, Mommy, I cannot wait to do that again. Like, who else is getting married? I cannot wait to be a flower girl again. I said, oh, honey, oh, sister, Mommy had you way late in life. All of Mommy and Daddy's friends on second and third marriages, and they don't have flower girls for those. She was like,
But this is what I feel like. If you're, I feel like it's like a service that you should do to your friends of like, look, we want to get dressed up.
yeah,
I want to get dressed up and I want to have a party. Like, remember when you were in that, like, I mean, I hate to even complain about this because marriage is a wonderful thing, but that it was like everybody was getting married
right.
stage and it was like a wedding every other weekend or something that you're like, oh my gosh, another wedding. Now I'm like, sweet, a wedding? That sounds awesome.
I know, right? All right. Well, I'm kind of loving our coffee talks. Like, we talked about all kinds of weird things today.
I know it doesn't really have a reason to it, but I feel like valid information was given.
I think there's some tidbits in there. I hope our listeners are enjoying it and loving our coffee talks. So, all right.
Our
Well,
non-drinking coffee talks.
I know. Maybe we should let's ask our listeners for a new name for coffee talk since neither.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
So,
right, comment on this episode if you think you have a better name for coffee talk since we're not drinking coffee.
right. I love
Comment on this episode and let us know what you think we should call it instead.
it. Yes. And until next time, Bronze Medal Moms, you can find us on Instagram or you can get connected to our website at bronzemedalmoms.com. Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to our moms on Bronze Medal Moms.
Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. See you soon.